Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're going to be using EZA transforming Trunks this time in against Red Zone Omega. This is kind of going to be the prelims. This is, oh really? Her whole thing is super attacking. Wait, is it super attacking or being attacked and she gets a 70% chance to dodge? Yeah, but a character is super... Her whole thing is supering, so she gets a 70% chance to dodge. Bear in mind, I have gone full dodge on her. But like, her whole thing, as I said, is literally her supering, so she gets a 70% chance to dodge, and you have sealed her. What kind of up behavior is that? Damn, okay. But yeah, this is going to kind of be the prelims for Trunks, and the reason why I say that is because I would say Red Zone Omega, wow, okay, the stun helps. Red Zone Omega has aged. He's definitely probably one of the easiest Red Zone enemies in the game, like the easiest out of all the difficult ones. And Trunks' main thing is just relying on sheer stacking. That is mainly his thing, is just stack. You know, of course, once he gets to, or once you use his active skill, you know, you basically nuke with him, but for the most part, you're relying on just sheer stats of attack and defense and him stacking. Typically, the amount of turns on average you're going to be in an event for is probably round about the length you're going to be in a Mega, maybe even Broly for. But obviously, the event is a lot difficult. Take Shadow Dragon Sin, Shadow Dragon's Mega, maybe even the new Rose currently. Like, that's how long you're going to be in the event for. But you're just, there's way more damage coming your way. So as I said, this is basically the prelims. And Trunks has been locked. That's really annoying because we want him with Vegeta and Trunks. Omega really is being an op right now, like a massive op. But just like Zamasu, of course, he's only going to be in base for one turn. With that attack and defense plus 140. Of course, he's only stacking attack here. I really don't understand why they gave him a 50% defense raise for 3 turns when he literally transforms as soon as he comes back. Like, it literally doesn't make sense. I feel like if you're going to give him defense on Super, you might as well have let Trunks, especially because he doesn't have, which would have been great, by the way. If he had guard for a couple turns, it would have been good. We've already said this. Like, a couple, 3-4 turns of guard while in Super Saiyan would have helped him a lot. Just kind of get him going and cover him while he does that. But if you were going to give him defense on Super here, it would have been so much smarter to just give him, letting him raise attack and defense while in base. Like, he literally would have done it once. And then he would have continued doing that in Super Saiyan. So, I mean, there's kind of no point giving him a 50% defense raise for 3 turns. Like, yeah, if he super attacks, he does get some defense on Super here, which is nice, I guess. And, you know, if he does hit a double, you know, you are kind of like bulked up a little bit, so he does kind of get some coverage, but you don't really get to utilize it, so I kind of see it as kind of pointless. So as I said, they could have just let him stack attack and defense. As I said, you're only in this form for 1 turn, but still, as I said, at least just like Zamasu, you're only going to be in it for 1 turn, so you're not going to have to see it much. And then of course he gets the 50% attack and defense, which is good. It's really good. And the amount of outlets Trunks has to super attack, from base super attack, 70% chance of supering, the 50% chance of getting additional super from the 4th turn, hidden potential, is really good. But relying on just sheer stacking, and again, this is why I call Red Zone Omega kind of like the prelims, is because just solely relying on stats, even if you do have multiple outlets of stacking, you do stack by 50%, early doors, it's not quite enough, which is why with Omega now currently being one of the easiest, like, difficult enemies in the game, which is why I'm considering Omega to be like the prelims to see how Trunks does. Now, bearing in mind, he did start on turn 2. He's also been rotated off because he got locked. That is the annoying part of Omega, but, you know, I do still believe that when we finally get the final stage to Dismal Future, which is probably going to be Merge Zamasu, I feel like not only is he going to do ridiculous amounts of damage, but he's also going to have annoying gimmicks as well. So let's just say that's kind of prepping that, if you will. That's my prediction. But in terms of this rotation, I mean, we're not linked up all that great. I think I'll leave it like this for the time being. We're only on 197k defense right now. Again, we're not really linked up that well, but we don't really have that many good links like that. So the best bet is to put him in slot 2. I know Piccolo is obviously a slot 1 unit, but I'm just like, why not? Have him like better linked up for now. At least all superclass allies keeps that support that he gives with Ki +2. And of course, we're also building up his passive, don't forget, which is even more reason why I would have given Trunks guard for like 3 turns, because he needs to build up his passive, and it's not done by being hit, it's not done by performing attacks, which probably would have worked out a little bit better for him. It's built up through just turns. So you have to wait 4 turns before Trunks gets fully built up in his passive, regardless. Before he gets that full 100% attack and defense and Ki +4, you just have to wait 4 turns. And of course, after that 4 turns is done, not only do you get all that, the triple is great though, by the way. Not only do you get that, you then of course get the 50% chance of additional super as well, which is nice, but you have to wait 4 turns. Double digit straight away is calm. This actually will do some damage. Yeah, it's just sheer defense. We literally almost died. Trunks against Omega. Or this isn't even Omega, this is the Sin phase. But Trunks against Sin literally just almost got one-shot by one of the easiest red zone enemies in the entire game. Which is wild. This is what I'm saying. If they just gave Trunks, not even permanent guard, if they just gave Trunks, if they just gave him 3 turn guard, maybe 4, if they just gave him that, Trunks would have been good. And I was meant to rotate Vegeta and Trunks off. That's really annoying. It's fine. Mai will get there eventually as well. I'm gonna have to use an item just to be safe. Just in case Mai doesn't dodge, even though she's gonna have a 70% chance to dodge after supering and the 20 dodge she has in her dupe system. But this is why like a 3-turn guard would have been good, because it can protect you against stuff like this. Like, don't forget, as I said, this is why I called this the prelims, because we now have Sin Shenron, JP has Omega, of course Global will have it soon, even the new Rose stage, even like Core and that. They're doing so much damage on supers. You're talking 1.4, 1.6 million in those regions. And there's still another difficult stage to come in the final stage of Dismal Future, which I haven't even got yet. But that's between 1.4 and 1.6 million. If Trunks took that, rather than second phase Sin or second phase Omega in Red Zone, he would have been dead. He would have been dead. Now, don't get me wrong. Is it fun to just stack up lots of him? Yeah. Can he get to a point where he's got ridiculous amounts of stats? 100%. We saw it. But that was by, what, I think during the showcase, turn 11. Bear in mind, he does have 538k defense right now, which is good. We're on turn 7. But him taking that 600k on a super and us almost getting one shot on one of the oldest and easier difficult enemies in the game, it's just not quite good enough. And then this is where I would have give him conditional guard or just 3-4 turns of guard, so he can sort of safely stack up a bit, get himself kind of going to the point where he can tank, or like get him to the point where he has like 500-600k defense, and with a Whis he can tank, you know, super attacks. He might still take a little bit, but he's definitely surviving. He's not almost getting one shot, and he would have performed, or he would have been in a much better position. So like, don't get me wrong, you can get his stats. He's getting supered again. Double stack and a Whis. Of course. That's with a Whis. We ain't usually using Whis against second phase on Omega. I'm just putting it that way. But once you get Trunks going, once he does get to like almost 2 million on an attack stat, 1 million defense, don't get me wrong, it's very good. But just relying on just sheer stats, especially in the early stages of him transforming and stacking, it is techie. He can easily, I mean, you literally saw it there. He can easily get his cheeks clapped, and as you saw, we potentially could have got one shot. We literally survived with like 7k HP, which was ridiculously lucky. Oh shit, even Piccolo's taking a lot of damage. This is bad. This is all because of Trunks getting super attacked and us almost dying. We're okay. We're currently okay. We're currently fine. But yeah, like as I said, like don't get me wrong, stacking 50% attack and defense, the amount of times he can and stuff, and once you get him going, he's good. He's good. He can be really good. And that 30% chance to crit with each within the same attack with each type performed is also great. It means the amount of damage he's doing with all those additional supers is also very good. But while you're waiting for Trunks to get there, it's not quite it. So we do have 942k defense, sorry. That is because we do have Mai here with her support. Was it 40%? 40%. Now, Mai can be run, and Mai is runnable in difficult content because of that 70% chance to dodge after she supers. It helps Trunks out quite a bit. Helps out the new Vegito Blue a bit as well. And then also, if you do have dupes, you just go full dodge build. But of course, there's still a chance that the dodge doesn't trigger, even with all of it. So that's why she's incredibly risky. She's viable, it's just not consistent. So right now, Trunks has stacked and also has the defense. Actually, if we put him here, he does get more. But basic-wise, he has enough defense to be able to handle Omega's basics right now. The only thing is, Mai has to dodge. But I don't really want to use an item. But I might have to. No, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to have faith. She has 20 dodge and she'll have a 70. We're actually getting a Dokkan attack. Maybe I should have used his active skill and just used the Dokkan attack on that. But I mean, we are going to get a full heal next time, which is actually really useful. But at least by the time Vegeta and Trunks come around, Mai will still be on rotation. We can pop the active skill and we can have the support while Trunks is nuking. So there's that. So while the Mai support is also useful for Trunks, again, it's not the most consistent strat to have. Like, while she does have a ton of dodge chance, especially if you go full dodge, which you probably should in a potential system build, there's always a chance she just doesn't do it. And our 2 extra additionals decided not to be super attacks. That was the potential system and the 50% chance. We could add 2 extra stacks up, which is a shame. Oh my, you have to dodge 2 attacks. Just 2. Just 2. That's all you have to do. Dodge 2 attacks. Yes. Do it again. Yes. There we go. So she will be dodging a lot of the time, just like UI Goku, AGL UI Goku to be specific, Gogeta Blue. But of course, there are times where potentially that won't happen. That's just part and parcel with dodge chance. Okay, bang. We've got the full heal. I am going to leave, just in case, I am going to pop a Whis. Just in case there is a super attack. And I'm going to leave the rotation like a mess and try and avoid as many super attacks as possible. Mainly with the Gohan and the Friend Piccolo. Because I want to make sure we don't kill Omega so we can pop Trunks as active. Because we've got it basically in the best case scenario. He could have been a little bit stronger before we use his active because, again, he did appear on turn 2 and then he did get locked and then rotated off. So Trunks did miss 2 turns worth of stacking, which is a shame. Or potentially 2 turns worth of stacking, because if he appeared on turn 1, that would have been 1 turn in base. Then we would have seen him in Super Saiyan quicker. So we have missed out on quite a bit of stacking because of where he did appear on rotation. And also, he could have potentially super attacked 2 extra times last turn, but because we do have my support and we... do we survive? If we don't survive, it's a shame, but like, it would have been nice to see. Okay, we survived. Great. This is why I wanted to see it. So, Trunks now has, with my support, 3 million attack, 1.29 million defense. Without it, we'd still be on 1 million defense. But again, this is by turn 11. This is also with me slowing things down. So let's pop this. Let's get him out. Of course, he's going to lose a ton. But we do have my support. I'm not glad the orb play, like, I know he randomly changes key spheres, right? But why is it this is the second time I've done this and I haven't, like, got a decent amount of the field changed? I'm never going to bring nuking items because you're not going to do that. He's now getting that attack plus 40% and defense plus 20% per key sphere obtained. He has a guaranteed crit with my support, which is great. Does get the 50% attack on super. And superclass allies will get key +3 with 4 more keys obtained as well. The orb changing just isn't great. I mean, we have a Whis active, so I think I might just put him in slot 1 and get the 6 keys fizz. Yeah, that was for the best. Why can I never get like a good 10, 12 keys fizz? Why can't I get lucky with that? So how much is he doing with the support? 15.8. It's decent. Again, that's while missing a few stacks, quite a few stacks. And that's with a guaranteed crit as well, the 8.9, and an additional gun up to 17 mil. Whereas Corrupt Zamasu, where you get the active skill off, whereas him, you can actually use him while in that form, especially with the domain. Trunks, you definitely want to reserve to just bringing him out when you want the big damage. You want to utilize, as you can see there, 15, 16, however million on the super attack with the guaranteed crit, when you just want to do the big damage and you want to get the event done. That is pretty much what you want to do with Trunks. You only want to use that when you're going for the kill shot. Other than that, no. But I mean, yeah, I mean, once he gets going, once he does get his stacks in, Trunks can get going. Trunks can also do a ton of damage and also continues to get stronger while he does it, causing the amount of times he can super attack in one turn. But defensively in the beginning, when he first transforms, it's a little risky. I mean, as I said, even on second phase of Mega Shenron, he almost got one shot. So imagine what the likes of Shadow Dragon Sin, Shadow Dragon Omega, the new Rose stage, Call of Court, imagine what they're doing to him. They're killing him in one hit. So yeah, he can get going though, and the damage in the active skill is ridiculous. But he is a little bit vulnerable early doors, I won't lie. But do let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.